What's up, guys? Welcome to the StudioDork Podcast, episode 28. My name is Gary, and also with me is
Cameron.
And get ready to listen to some exciting things.
Exciting things.
Yeah. Are we lying to them?
You sound pretty excited about those exciting things.
Are we being liars when we tell them that? Oh, these are all the things you're talking about?
What are you talking about?
We can't do the podcast.
There's only like 4 things. It's just like there's paragraphs for each to
You write so much.
notes for myself. Yeah.
Whoa.
Well,
You don't break nails like when you
I'm
write?
trying to make it professional now.
Okay.
And what I do is I write all these in an email to myself.
Aw, that's cheating.
And I copy and paste it into.
Cheating.
Is it? No, it's not cheating. Just because I'm like I'm trying to be like a real radio news
No,
person.
but I thought you actually typed all that.
I did, but I typed it in an email.
No, but you know.
You mean on the iPad on the very, not very easy to type on?
Non-responsive?
Yeah, keyboard.
So what's been going on, Gary? Says Cameron.
Oh, you didn't write that in the script. So hold on one second. So what's been going on, Gary?
You're not supposed to use that tone of voice. It's different.
Oh.
Wait.
So what's been going on, Gary?
Did somebody punch you somewhere? Yeah. No, I'm good. Everything's cool. Just working.
I didn't ask you how you were. I asked you what you've been up to.
I wasn't telling you. I was telling our audience. Oh, rebuttal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been doing different things. Actually, one of my big clients that I've been doing a lot of stuff for.
Yeah.
That project ended, so I'm gonna be able to breathe a little bit now. That's a big deal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
It's kind of a big deal, so I'm very happy about that. I don't know if first, big projects ends, that means you're not gonna get paid anymore for that big project. But now you can, because I had multiple things going on at once. Now I can concentrate on the bigger picture.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool, man.
yeah.
Well, is that pretty much it?
No, there's more.
Oh, okay. You just give me a weird pause so that you, yeah? Are you trying to you're trying to break the bounds of comedy?
No,
here?
I'm giving you places where you can cut stuff, Cutter. So it's easier to cut.
Yeah? Is this your new plan that you didn't tell me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Or is that you being doing but doing it in your head so then you're not actually saying out loud?
Yeah, that too.
Okay, good. I appreciate that.
But if you want me to bring this other subject up, I had a situation with one of my coworkers, but you brought it up, and basically, let's see. So this is a very intelligent person and stuff, very smart and everything like that. He's a little bit older fella, very experienced programmer. You could say fella, right, in America?
No, yeah.
Okay, as long as we're in America.
Yeah.
So this gentleman, actually, I worked with him combined. He would do the CSS programming, the coding and stuff like that. So a lot of times there would be many situations where he would come to me and talk to me and ask me different questions, which is good to do and stuff like that. It's really good to ask questions and get a lot of information. But it was going really overboard. He was asking me questions maybe between 25 to 30 times a day or something like that. So I was just trying to kind of take it and whatever, and then after a while it just got really frustrating, so I was trying to think of a plan, what to do with that situation. So I just decided to talk to him and explain to him that what it's doing, it's kind of distracting me from doing my work. And I talked to him and we had a pretty good conversation. So hopefully everything goes well with that. We'll see. I talked to him on Monday, which was yesterday. We'll see what happens with that.
Okay.
And as we have a lot of designer listeners, so they can understand. Basically, it takes us a little bit of a while to get into a certain zone when we're doing something and designing something, right? It takes 10 minutes. Like writers and creative people usually have to do this.
Yeah,
it takes a little bit of a while. Yeah, it depends what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So for me, when I'm doing something, and usually I'm designing not pretty much 95% of the time I'm designing something. Something usually brand new, and there's from concept to go through the whole process. So
Yeah.
a lot of times I'll be doing something and I'll get to that zone and I'll get distracted.
Yeah.
And then I'll be out of it, and then it was just getting a little bit too much, particularly with this. And I would do stuff with other people too. There's other people in the team, but I would never have any other issues with other people. But it was just this one person. So, but I talked to him and hopefully everything goes well. I respect the guy, and he's I think he respects me too and stuff like that. So he's just a little bit of an older fellow. I don't know. Yeah.
Cool.
So I don't want to drag too much with that situation, but I just wanted to mention it.
Let me just tell you that from your past office stories that you've told us.
Yeah,
this
that's
one's
why.
much better than
Thank
the radio
you.
wars of 2011. So
that was, yeah.
Yeah, so, but definitely, dude, that's cool. It's good to handle your stuff like that, you know?
It's tough, though, those
It
conversations
is.
with people, and, like, I know me and you both, this is one of our worst
Yeah, we're
things
not
that
very
me
good
and
at
you
that.
suck at this. Like, talking about, like, things to people. We're
Yeah.
afraid to, like, hurt people's feelings, or we're afraid. For me, personally, maybe it's a little bit different than you, but this is another thing that I thought about me, personally. Like, so say something bothers me, right, in general, anything, and if I talk to somebody about it, and I tell them my feelings about it, and then they listen to me and we have a good conversation about it, and later on it continues to happen, the exact same thing, it's quadrupled psychologically, it's quadrupled, because we already talked about it, and you know everything that's
You
going
mean
on.
it's like 4 times worse?
It's like way worse to me mentally, even though it's still the same, it's way worse, so that knowing how I am, sometimes I won't even talk to people because of that. Isn't that horrible?
I guess. But is that a fear at that point? Because you don't want to talk to me because then you're like afraid that it is going to get to that point?
I'm afraid it's going to get worse, and we already talked about it, and I'm just going to, like, it's just something that will bother me more. But it might be just my own thing. I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of people are actually like that, but I don't know. But,
Yeah.
welcome to the Psychology Podcast.
Yeah. Oh, just a little inside of Gary.
Yeah, of course. Inside of Gary.
Yeah.
We all want to be in there sometimes.
Hey, that's my mom, dog.
Yeah, no, it's messed up, but it's cool. But yeah.
Is everything going pretty good with yourself?
Yeah, everything's going good. Just working a lot. This weekend is catching up on a bunch of stuff that I missed on StudioDork. Yeah, I hit the curtain.
You're a curtain hitter.
Yeah, I know.
And a cutter.
Wow, well, I'm just getting awesome stuff.
Because you cut podcasts.
Yeah, because I cut podcasts, down the road.
People that don't know that, it's just important.
Across the road, not down the road.
Because we could have a brand new listener. We can have a brand new, your aunt or my aunt or some new brand new listener.
Yeah, totally.
Can be on there. Oh my gosh, my niece is a cutter.
I see what you did there. That's what you did there. I don't know about that though. But yeah, it was cool. I've been working a lot, and this weekend I got to work on a logo, which I haven't done in a long time. I see you're going to laugh, but you got.
No, I was laughing because you said I've been working a lot. So before you weren't working too much.
No, I'm always kind of working. It's just like this weekend.
You just did the thing where you tell a girl, "You look really pretty today." What? So I didn't look pretty yesterday?
Yeah, you basically did just do that.
No, you did that.
Oh no, but you just did that to me, which made me do that. But yeah. Well, you asked that question, so I would do that. You don't do this. We're not going inside Gary right now. Let's back out just for a second. Let's get out of the brain of Gary for 1 second. But yeah, so I got to design a logo. I haven't designed a logo in a long time. So I did it's like a vintage type thing, and you guys will hear about it eventually because it's something that it's kind of something that I'm working on with some people at work. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Is
it gonna go on a T-shirt?
Possibly shirts and other stuff going down, website stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing really specific that I've been doing.
I know you had a little bit of pain with your legs from running and stuff. Did it get a little bit better? Your knees, right?
It's better, but I tried to go running last night, and I got about a half mile, and the pain was just too much. So I'm just gonna give it another 2 weeks and see, and if it doesn't get any better, I'll probably go see a doctor or something. We're alright though.
You have insurance.
I do have insurance, yeah.
Do you have life insurance? Because you should co-sign your
life insurance to you.
Yes.
So then you'll try to murder me in my sleep, so then you can get all the stuff.
I wouldn't do that. I'm more of a poison you type of person.
Yeah, but it's still murder regardless.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you're thinking like stabbed with a knife.
But you said in your sleep.
Yeah, why not? You could feed me dinner that's poison, then I go to bed and then I don't wake up.
But you wouldn't eat
So it's still murder.
Because I would feed you poison chicken and you wouldn't eat that, I don't think. That's why.
You just have to tell me it's fake and I might do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, you want to know what's cool? Is right up the street, there's this place called Clementine's. That place is really, really good. And they have this thing going on.
Wait, is there more of those throughout the country?
I don't know. I'm not sure why.
I don't know.
It's alright. Don't worry
about
it, man.
No, so what? So what about it?
It's got this thing going on called Cheesemageddon. And they have all these like grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, cool.
And it's super cool, man. So we got it last week. We're going to get it tomorrow.
Cool. You know what grilled cheese sandwiches taste good with? With tomato soup.
Dude, they have a sandwich like that there.
Just having tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich on the side, something about it as a combination is good, really good. Huh. I had that at BJ's the other day.
Oh, cool, man. I don't know. I've never tried that, actually. I might have to try that. That's cool. Is it kind of like... It's technically...
Those are all things you can eat, too. So.
Yeah. But technically, tomato soup is just ketchup heated up.
No.
I know. I'm being very, very facetious in that.
But ketchup is good. Just ketchup.
No, ketchup is good.
Ketchup is good.
I was just gonna say that I used to dip my sandwich in my grilled cheese sandwich in ketchup.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I know, but that's what I'm saying though. Is basically I might have had the same thing you had, even though you had it in soup form. I had it in just dipping it. Did you dip your sandwich in the soup?
Yeah.
Almost like an au jus? Yeah. That's awesome.
Because the soup is really, really thick. I think you would like it, I think.
Okay. I'll try it one of these times, right?
I was going to tell you.
There's a BJ's down the street, too.
Yep. See what you did there.
You did see what I did there.
With my eyes.
Down the street could be like 3 miles away.
It could be in Antarctica.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be 3 miles in any direction.
So I like... we are a design podcast, and we are talking a lot about design. We are not a design podcast. What are you talking about? We are an everything podcast.
We are a conversational podcast.
We are.
I wish we had more.
A little bit more design.
I wish we had more guests, actually, because I think it would make it more conversational.
We can easily get guests. We know people that know people on the streets,
yeah.
But it's just we're the busy factor and all that other stuff. Well, we can definitely get people. There's people that are interested. No, what I was gonna tell you was that French toast dipped in ketchup.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh,
that's like one of my favorite things, and I would always do that, and then like people like around me, like friends and stuff, would look at me weird.
Really?
See, like the way that you look right now, that's the way they would look.
I'm not disgusted by it. I'm just kind of thinking like, what would that? It's like the thing with like Oreos and peanut butter. People are grossed out by that, but I think that's pretty good.
Peanut butter, I never had that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You wanna know where I found that out? From Parent Trap, the one with Lindsay Lohan.
Whoa. We just lost, like, all our listeners. Right. Even the ones related to us.
It's okay. That movie came out a long time ago, and I was young, and, you know, that's why.
Wait, how old were you? How old were you when that happened?
I don't know. I was probably in elementary school still, though.
So it was, like, last year, then?
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, I mean, I'm a prodigy. You know, I got my job.
There used to be an internet company called Prodigy.
Yeah? What did it do?
It was like Netscape, before even Netscape Navigator. It was like 93 or 94.
You're talking a browser.
Yeah, like, but it was like an internet company, like AOL. Like, you got mail.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But anyways, into some topics.
Yeah?
Oh, I had the think sound. You're gonna get mad.
That's how we're segueing it? Yeah, I'm gonna get mad. I'm already mad.
I had the think sound. So, have you ever had situations where you needed clients to sign stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's this thing called writesignature.com, and they could sign stuff portably, like on their iPhones, or like you could send them a little signature and they could do it on remotely. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah?
Instead of like going to them and signing stuff, and because I've had a lot of situations where I had to like, they would fax me, or they would send me the stuff, then I had to print the PDF and sign the PDF and blah blah blah. It's so annoying. So this is just another approach. It's possible to use something like this.
Yeah, and those e-signatures are always weird. Like, you know how they have those things where it's like you have to type a password or something, and then it just like says that that's a password essentially, or that's a signature essentially. I always thought that's a little bit weird. So this is kind of cool because now they can just send it to you.
Yeah, and you can sign with your finger on your iPhone and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. There was another thing I just thought about when you brought that up. I just can't find it at the moment, but
we inspire each other.
Oh yeah, right here. So Adobe Mobile Reader. Is that what you brought up? Adobe Mobile Reader? Is that okay? I thought that's maybe what you. I was half listening to you. I'm sorry.
Wait, no, I said writesignature.com.
Oh, okay, well, Adobe.
You need to know this because you're gonna put that in the show notes.
Yeah. Well, Adobe Mobile Reader. I'm just bringing this up because I scanned it.
I seen it.
Now they actually have a signature thing like that, similar. So now you can actually do it. So a mobile reader can actually see. Like a section of a PDF that someone sends it to you, it's on your phone or it's on your iPad.
You can
select a section and then just sign it. Yeah, so
very cool.
Basically what you just said, Adobe has
it replaces that. Yeah,
so
that's very cool.
You know, so yeah, that was cool. But while we're talking about apps, you know, there's this new app, this new really cool thing that I think is like really revolutionary. Adidas is releasing this thing called Me Coach. It's an app. They released this thing a couple of years ago called the F50 Me Coach Cleat, and it's for soccer. And basically what they did is in the cleats, you know how I have my Nike Plus shoes where they have the little sensor in it, and it can be tracked with the iPhone or whatever.
Yeah.
Well now, the Me Coach Cleat was originally for the players to individually be able to track their own stats and all their different things, figure out what they needed to work on and stuff like that. Well now, this app that's being released is called the Me Coach app, and what it is it's so the coach can have an iPad, and it's tracking all the players on the field, and so they know when the player's been running too much or their heart rate's too high and stuff like that, so they know when to pull people in and out. And what I think is really cool about this is Adidas is making a huge push on this. And so they're calling this the world's first smart soccer match is coming up, and it's going to be at the MLS All-Star Game, which is actually going to be in July, and that's going to be the first professional game with all this technology. So Adidas is sponsoring it, so all the players will be playing all the shoes, the coaches will be using this app, and they're going to see how it kind of works in a real professional game. And I think this is really, really cool, and it's only a matter of time before all this stuff goes into football, baseball, that stuff. And football, I mean, they could have it all on the pads and stuff where you could like track heart rate and all kinds of stuff. So
they have a similar thing like that as well, where doctors have things attached to their patients, and they can constantly see like if their heart or whatever, something goes wrong with their bodies, they could see it remotely, and then if there's an emergency, they could run to the hospital or whatever and help the patient.
Wow, that brings up a good point. Like, what if they have, you know how people have pacemakers and stuff? You know pacemakers, right?
What is that?
It's that little thing, like, if you have heart problems, your heart won't pump correctly, they put this little machine that goes on it, and it helps it pump.
It sounds like a food, something you would make food with, pacemaker, you know? It sounds like a grill or something like that.
It does. Did you ever see the movie The Core?
I didn't.
Oh, okay, well.
Is it on Netflix?
It might be, but it's not a very good movie. But regardless, what it is, it's about what ends up happening in the beginning of the movie. The Earth's core stops, and when it stops, everybody with pacemakers dies automatically because it has magnets in it, and so the core is basically a giant magnet. So when it stopped, all of a sudden the pacemaker stopped. So I just thought maybe that's where you might have heard it, but you haven't heard
Whenever
it.
I talk really, really calmly, you talk really, really calmly as well.
Yeah.
And when I talk really, really not calmly, it affects the way you talk as well.
Oh yeah. So are we?
I don't understand. Is that something that works for everybody? I just noticed that.
I don't know. Maybe you should try it on your guy at work. Or does he not talk calmly?
No, he talks calmly.
Okay, we're talking calmly now.
Yeah, we're talking really calmly. So
right,
yeah,
dude.
guys, apps galore.
But yeah, so the Adidas is releasing this.
That is pretty cool. Man. How did you hear about that?
I actually, what I do when I'm at work, if I have free time, I'll look up articles, and one of the articles I looked up was that. Because it's pretty interesting, that word that I just said. It's pretty awesome.
You said it so many times already.
I know.
At least say it all the time at work too. I say it all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's a word that people use. I mean, I know that you see it as like people being not very creative with but we could talk all day about certain people's vocabularies and say they don't have very good vocabulary.
Why are you talking about my vocabulary?
I'm not talking about yours. I'm talking about Juan's, but he ain't here to defend himself.
You're talking about me. No. Do you like music?
I love music. I listen to music a lot, all day, every day.
Cool.
Great, awesome topic. Cool, man. We're done.
Do you like the band called The Muse?
I can get behind the Muse.
Yeah.
They're cool.
What about the application called The Muse by Adobe?
Is there a Muse? Is there an app called Muse?
Yeah, there is. There's an application called The Muse, made by Adobe. It's in beta right now. So
is it The Muse or Muse?
Just Muse.
Oh, okay.
It's Adobe codename Muse.
Okay.
And it's in beta. And basically, what it is.
What is it? What is it, Gary? You can talk calmly. Why not? You just gotta make sure you're loud enough for the mic. That's all.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. And then Mike's like, "Why are you checking me?"
Yeah, exactly.
You get it?
Yeah, I got
His
that.
name is Mike. Anyways, yeah. So, so this application is in beta, so people can download it. I think it's gonna come out when CS6 comes out.
Okay.
I think it's gonna come out. I'm not positive.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the purpose of the application is to eliminate people from having to do coding.
Altogether?
Yeah, I don't know how much customization you can do with coding, or without coding. So it has like different steps. So it has the wireframing process, like then it has a designing process, then it has like the publishing process, and you see through it. And then I really like should have brought my laptop so I could show you because I think you would like it too.
Okay.
But they have this planning process where you can do like parent things. What are those called?
Parent classes, parent directories.
It has things that they brought in from InDesign, and
parent styles.
I can't remember the word.
Well, you can do something with your parents. That's it. So So I need to get Adobe Muse to keep track of my mom. There's something with my
Oh,
mom.
what? I can't remember. That's super annoying.
Do you want to Google it real quick?
No, there's no way I can Google it.
Really? That stumped? You're not even gonna attempt to Google it? Google won't even help you?
Okay, you know when you're in InDesign you can do parent thing. And you apply it to a thing. What is it called?
I'm thinking, like, the only thing I'm thinking of that might have parent is something like a style, right? Like, it's like is it character styles, or...
You can have paragraph styles and character styles in InDesign, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Nesting,
You create one parent and you attach that parent to all the other stuff and it adjusts everything as that.
Are you talking about in the like when you type...
Oh, you don't know either.
Hold on. Let me expound this information and see if maybe... You're talking about when you, like, say you make one text box on one page, and then you put a long thing into it, and you can link all the text together through all the pages? Is that what you're talking about?
Man, I just can't remember this word. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, look it up.
So while I look it up...
Okay, well, you were talking about that. I'll talk about Flash while we're here.
Ew.
Actually, I'm not talking about Flash at all. I don't know why.
Why are you talking about Flash?
I read that completely wrong. I don't want to
Flasher.
I don't want to oversight any of these. I could just kind of talk about this. This is, D-Link is coming out with something cool. D-Link, man, I haven't heard of them in a long time. I think the last thing I bought from D-Link was a Switch, which no one uses those anymore, network switches. But D-Link, they actually are releasing a thing to rival the Apple TV, which is really, really cool. So what it is it's called Movie Night, and what it is it has access to Vudu, Netflix, YouTube. You can play music streaming through Pandora, and also it has access to Picasa, which I think is the picture thing. But it does full 1080p video, and the big kicker is that it's $60. So it's a really good price, and it has all that stuff built into it.
That's cool.
It looks like it's going to rival Apple TV, mainly because also, I mean, it comes with a remote, but if you don't want to use the remote, you can use your Android phone or your iPhone as a remote. They already have an app coming out with it, so I think it's going to be really cool, and I think that Apple's got to do something. But but this brought up a good point, because I sent this to someone just to talk to them about it, and they actually brought up a good point that Apple was probably, we've talked about it, Apple is probably getting into the actual TV business. And I started thinking about, like, what do you think that the Apple TV, when it's an actual TV, will be called? Do you think it's just going to be called the Apple TV? And they're just going to be like, oh, it's an Apple TV, and then the box thing, nobody will remember that? It'll just be the actual TV?
No, it has to be a different name.
Or do you think they'll call it like the iTV or something? Or the
It'll be something smart.
Something smart. Yes, of course.
It's Apple.
And then on top of that, you know how Apple is notorious for only having like 3 versions of it? TVs are one of those things that you could have like one style of it and then have like 20 versions. Do you think? And then on top of that,
like they only have 2 monitors, right? They have the 27-inch and the 23-inch.
Yeah, so
people are so mad about that.
Yeah, so do you think that Apple will release like a 60-inch, a 50-inch, and a 40-inch, and that's it? And then all those will have to have 3 sizes on their own for the hard drive space inside of it.
Maybe.
So I
like your question. I'm still thinking about that one. Like, what would they call it?
Yeah, I know. We were talking about it at work for like a little bit, and
it's a good question.
All I could really think of was maybe they might, because now that Steve Jobs is around, his ideals will always be there. But even Tim Cook now has the power to maybe change some stuff in the naming, and I don't know if he will, because it's out of respect for Steve Jobs since he built the company up.
iChannels.
You think so?
I don't know.
That sounds like something that maybe they would integrate into the Apple TV to maybe, and so then they would partner with cable companies to have like almost like a system like HBO or something, that because Apple could technically own a TV station too. That's always possible.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I just thought that was
good
cool.
question.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got iChannel, something with I.
Of course, it's gonna be something with I. But the reason I said like iTV is because we had the iSlate, the iPad, what else was there? There was the iBoard, I think was one of them at one point.
iHD.
iHD.
That doesn't sound good.
That
sounds like a disease.
iHD.
In high definition.
Gary, I gotta tell you something.
Oh, you got iHD.
I got iHD, dog.
What?
I don't know what happened, man.
Is it in your...
I fell asleep on the street and I woke up and had IHD. I don't know what happened, man. I was itching all over the place. It's crazy.
Pixels everywhere. No, so the word that I was thinking of it's master pages.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now.
So you can, it's pretty cool how they did. So when you start up, you have sitemaps.
Oh, so you can have that in Muse. I'm just bringing it
Yeah.
back
Oh
to
yeah.
make sure.
I apologize. Yeah. So I was talking about Muse earlier
Mm-hmm.
before this last subject, and I couldn't remember the word master pages.
Okay.
So I remember now because I looked it up, and you can have master pages in Muse. Basically, you create a page, and everything, whatever happens in that page, it could get applied to different pages. So it just makes a very dynamic way of organizing stuff.
Okay.
For like a website situation. And if you're good with like InDesign and stuff and like
Mm-hmm.
layout program, if you're already a designer, you would probably do
Yeah.
layout. So this is good for people to do layout. And there's really no place to do coding. And if you're doing like, if you're embedding something from like Facebook or YouTube or something, there's a place for that to import that, but there's really no places for coding except for like little things like that, as far as I know. And there's like dynamic buttons, and it just looks like a pretty good program. I downloaded it and I used it a little bit, but I haven't really gotten too deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you should try it. I think you would like it too.
Okay. That's
Pretty,
cool,
it's
man.
pretty smart, and it's a pretty original idea what they're doing there. Trying to make it so you can eliminate coding, which I don't know if that's gonna be possible, and I don't know what it exports it as. But I think when you export it out, you'll probably have like a CSS, like a style sheet or a style file and an HTML file, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's it's kind of crazy because if you think about it, if you remember in Dreamweaver, I think it was CS3, I think Dreamweaver had something like that, or it might have been CS4 and then CS5 they eliminated it. There's this idea that you could instead of coding, you could just organize stuff visually, and then it would just make code on
No,
its
that's
own.
what Dreamweaver does already.
I know, but I remember sitting in a CSS class with that one teacher that loved the outdoors and had a beard. He he told me that basically that you could do it that way, but it doesn't it doesn't do the code anymore now. I was watching you laugh. So
Who could be our listener?
I don't care. Because the thing is, he doesn't know that I call him that. Like I didn't know the teacher very well, but it was just funny because whenever he'd walk into the class,
him.
I did too. But it was just funny because whenever he walked into the class, he'd walk up to the window, he'd roll up all the blinds, and he'd look out there, and it just looked like he was longing to go outside. So I used to always call him like Mountain Man. So
There's other teachers listening that know him.
I know that's what's funny, but it's okay. No, we both liked him. It wasn't like I said anything negative. Like, and it's cool if he likes the outdoors. I want to be outdoors.
That means using a Wacom tablet.
Yeah, dude, he's the guy that does that. I wish I would have taken Photoshop class with him because that's where he really taught. Like, he really said like you have to be using a Wacom.
His teaching style is very structured.
Yeah,
I like that. Like he had everything. Like he knew what he was gonna taught. It wasn't like random, and it wasn't like just whatever, and it wasn't a waste of class.
Yeah.
Where I remember like some teachers would just give you an assignment and you just do it. It's like, okay, I'm here to learn. I'm here for you to, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's another subject.
Yeah, his whole teaching style was
that.
like from beginning to end. Like he had everything planned from the beginning to the end. And then if there was a little bit of time left over, he just said work on your project.
I like that. I like even if you're like bad at what you do, even if you're bad at you're not a good designer, I'd rather you be a good teacher like that or have stuff organized. And I don't know, I like that personally.
Yeah. Well, back to what we were talking about. So the Dreamweaver. So the reason he said that it was taken out originally was because the code became very unorganized, and it was hard for people that actually knew code to read it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering if they've actually figured, like, kind of ironed that out a little bit from Muse, as that would be one thing. Because that's one thing about coding is it can get very, very messy if not done correctly, and obviously they'll probably try to organize as well as possible. But they can't prepare for every situation, you know.
And the program is very small, maybe like 7-8 megabytes. It's surprisingly small. And the thing that I really like about it is the sitemaps. Very cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, so you make a home page, you make a contact page, you make a whatever, about page, or whatever pages you have on your site, and then from there you have sub pages, and it just organizes everything, like it draws it out for you, it puts all the stuff. I really like how they do that part, the planning part, which is so important.
Sounds really cool. Huh.
You should check it out.
I probably will check it out. Yeah, I've got a site I got to build soon, so maybe I'll mess around and use that for it. So.
And it could eliminate from you having to do. Yeah, you can use it for that for sure.
Well, I gotta see. We might use a CMS, and if we use a CMS, it might be harder to use.
No, you couldn't do it with CMS. But if it's just a simple little site, you would definitely do it. So your site that you're doing, you're gonna need to update it sometimes. Are you gonna have to need people to update it easily?
I don't know. We'll see.
That's the case where you would do CMS is when people need to do.
Yeah. Well, because
For people who don't know, that's content management system.
yeah, it's
like WordPress or something like that.
Yeah, like StudioDork is a CMS. Like
Yeah.
we use a CMS.
Most sites, and it's good. There's almost no reason to not for every site to be CMS pretty much.
The only reason you wouldn't is like my portfolio site. I don't use a CMS for that. Because
even in that, like it almost makes sense to still do it.
It does now, but back then for some reason it didn't because we were trying to hand code stuff. Like we're cool, we'll just code stuff.
No, but we were learning at that time, so it's important for us to just like do stuff completely from scratch. Mm-hmm. But now that we understand, these are not necessarily our specialties. Yeah. It's just something that it just makes sense to do it with the content management system because then we can concentrate on the front end stuff. What people actually see in the back end is all built, all the engine and all that stuff, the way it runs. And you can easily update it, and it's usually built so it communicates well with search engines and stuff like that. Like WordPress is built to work with Google.
Yeah,
It's made for that. Like it's made to work really good with SEO, which is very, very important.
Can we go back to like a couple sentences back that you said about how our specialty is the front end, not the back end? Mm-hmm. Do you see, this is nothing a slight against either of us, but do you see, I've been seeing this a lot more recently as I've been on the internet a little more and kind of like, I mean, I've been on the internet for a long time, but like on the internet, like on Dribbble and all these different designers I've been seeing, have you seen recently that a lot of people that know how to code beautiful things are also starting to learn how to design beautiful things as well? These people that are fusing it together and really like...
I've seen them more vice versa. I've seen a lot of people that design really well are starting to dig more into the code.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the people that program really well, I haven't seen them too much going into design and learning that. I've seen it kind of backwards.
It might be backwards, but what I'm saying is because I've been looking on Dribbble a lot, and it seems to me like a lot of people are... Maybe, I don't know if it's like... There's so many designers out there now that like the ones that are really good are bubbling to the surface, and we're starting to see the ones that can code and design. But it's just, there's some people on Dribbble especially that you see that they'll design something and then all of a sudden the next week they'll come out with a CSS version of it to show like how it's actually functioning. And that's just, I think that's crazy. And it really, I think that the teaching style of people coming up, like the newer designers coming up, I think it's going to be more based on you being able to do both. I think we were on the tail end of that. I think that if we would have been in school maybe 2 or 3 more years, we probably would have changed. Or if we would have went to school 2 or 3 more years later, I think it probably would have been more about like code and...
But the bottom line is there's only like a certain threshold of being good at something. This is my opinion about it. And you can only reach, so if you're like a good designer and a good developer, then if you weren't a good developer, then there is a potential for you to be a way better designer. So that's kind of my opinion about that. I do see programming and development is very important. Yeah. So like if I was to go back, which I probably will to get for my master's, I would.
You put more emphasis on coding.
Yeah, more in programming and CSS, and also I also like a little bit of some visual like animation and stuff like that a little bit as well possibly. But more UI and coding, more valuable. But that I already have experience with UI big time. But the coding thing not as much. Like I started going in it back in like a really long time ago, but then I kind of stopped and just went more stronger in the design stuff.
And now that you've done the stronger design stuff, it makes sense to go back to code because now you kind of have the design stuff. So I think there's a point when you're I think there's a point when you're learning that like once you kind of have learned what you can from school, it's all on you to kind of like learn from experience now. But
also like it also depends on on your personality, right? So like a lot of people, it wouldn't be like a lot of designers in general don't like programming. The reason they go into it is because of financial stuff, or it's just like reasons like that. It's not because of passion usually. No, like we're in design, like you and me, because of passion. That's something that we like. We're not doing it. Obviously, we eat because of it, but that's something that we like. Like if we could choose. Most things will most likely be design, but programming, if we did, it would be more, so then it could be more demand for us, so we could be even more valuable. That's like more of a secondary reason.
I think personally for me, like I really like design and all that stuff, and I think programming is cool. But the thing for me is the only reason I really want to learn programming is the frustration factor. There's a lot of things like in the sense that like when I design something, I have no way of programming it. You know what I mean? Especially because we design mostly for web now. I don't do print anymore or anything like that. I rarely do print. So I really wish that like I knew it, just because then if I design something, then I could be like, oh, let me see how it would actually work or actually function via the code. But I don't know how to develop. You know what I'm saying?
I think you know enough to be able to do it. It just depends on
Maybe.
how complex it is. You probably wouldn't be able to do, what's that, parallaxing type of stuff
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, but see, that's the cool stuff. That's stuff that people are doing right now. It's really cool. Like, that's the only thing. Like, I feel like I missed out on something like that because all those really cool sites are starting to pop up with cool parallaxing and cool, like, really
I'm telling
crazy
you,
stuff
most
like
of those
that.
sites, I don't think it's usually just one person.
No,
It's
of
usually a
course.
team of people, and usually the person doing the programming is strictly programming, and the person doing the designing is strictly designing.
No.
Even the person doing the planning is a whole nother person. It's
Mhm.
usually like that.
No, I know. That's how it is at my work, too. But, yeah, it would just be nice to every once in a while to, like, design something and be able to just code it and understand how to do it completely, you know? But I think there's, like, a disconnect. Like, I know the beginning stages of the programming, but I don't know the middle part. Like, I know the beginning stages and the end part. There's something in the middle that I missed out somewhere. So, and I just haven't gotten around
It'll
to
be cool if
doing
you
it.
can try to do that website for the logo that you're doing
Yeah.
to do with Muse and just see the experience with that and see how it goes.
I don't know. We'll see.
Because if you do a CMS, it's nothing new. You've already done that before.
Yeah.
It's like something that's all built. You're just gonna make
Mhm.
the front end graphics and put them up. But this would be a brand new thing, and
Yeah.
it's two stones with one bird.
Killing two birds with one stone. You
Whatever.
can kill a stone with. Let's kill two
But
stones
then how are you
with
gonna
one bird.
tweet? How are you gonna tweet?
You just don't, dude.
All right.
Can we just kill Twitter?
What?
Yeah.
But how are we gonna know what people are doing?
That's a good question, dude. I don't know.
That's a bad question.
Yeah? Is it? Alright, that's cool. You just call them up and be like, yo, dog, what up? And they'll be like, what is this, the 90s?
Well, we don't talk like that. We're a professional podcast.
Oh, sorry. Hello, sir. How are you doing? What's going on?
Tell us now. We are curious.
So smart people talk with lots of spaces in between?
I don't know. Ask a smart person.
Where's
Why do
Juan?
smart people use dumb phones?
Wow. Really? That's
Or why
you
do
got it?
smart?
Why do you don't
Why
people
do
use
yeah,
smartphones?
that one? That's what I was trying to say.
As we both sit here with iPhones and iPads in front of us. Fantastic. Thanks. Now
But-
we lost all of our listeners because now they know we're dumb.
How could we lose them if we lost them from the last comment?
I know. Well, while we're talking about Twitter and all this stuff on the internet and stuff like that, there's this really cool thing that happened. You might be really interested in this because this is actually in LA.
Are you waking me up?
I'm totally waking
Only
you up.
'cause it's
Wake
in LA.
up. I would do a rooster sound, but I decided not to. See, that was me. That wasn't Gary. So,
Then how are you doing it while you're talking?
I'm just very good. But no, there's this thing. So this kid in East LA, this kid's like 9 years old or something. His dad owns this auto parts shop, and the kid went to go work there and just kind of hang out with his dad for a summer. And he built all out of all this cardboard. He built a arcade. He built this small arcade. He started designing games out of just like cardboard and stuff. And there's this little short movie about it that this guy did, and the kid designed everything, and he made it all run and everything. And his dad sits there and like just like let him do it. And this one guy came in that wanted to make that basically just was coming to get a door handle for his car or something. And he saw the kid, and he was talking to the kid, and the kid like told him, "Oh, you can buy 500 turns for this." And the kid the guy bought it, but that guy was his only customer, and the kid just was so persistent about being out there all the time and waiting for customers and being very, very persistent. And his dad was just talking to the guy that bought the only customer of the arcade and was talking to him, and the guy was like, I want to make the guy the customer, so that he wanted to make a short movie about him. And so what the dude did is he went on the internet. So he went on the internet, and he went on Reddit, he went on Twitter, he went on Facebook, he went everywhere that he could, and he made all this hype about this little arcade. Made all this huge hype. And he basically said, come on down, we're going to come on this day, we're going to get the kid out of the arcade, and then we're going to get all these people together, and then we're going to bring him down, and then he's going to see he has all these customers and stuff. And so they got it, and they had like hundreds and hundreds of people show up, and there was all this outpour.
Hundreds of people is nothing. You mean hundreds of thousands?
No, hundreds of people because that actually came to it. But there were thousands of people on the internet that would have loved to come, but they said they couldn't because they didn't live in LA. But they had hundreds and hundreds of people come down.
That's still a lot. Yeah.
And it's crazy because they filmed the entire thing, and the kid was just... If you saw this arcade, it's really rinky-dink, and it's so cute and funny, but it's like so crazy that this dude, all he had to do was basically write a couple posts and say that he was filming it, and people just showed up in droves. And I just think that's crazy. And now that video has gone viral, and it's like a huge deal all over the internet now. And I just think that's a cool thing, you know, like
that is pretty cool.
Just a 9-year-old kid. I would tell you to go check it out. I think it's called Kane's Arcade, Kane with a C. It's on Vimeo. It's pretty cool. I would just tell you to go check it out. And yeah, I think that kid had some smart ideas too. I think he's pretty.
He's only 9.
He's only 9, and his dad basically and his dad was talking about how he was asking his dad, "Hey, can I buy a claw machine?"
What nationality are they?
They're Hispanic. Yeah, they live in East LA, and his dad owns an auto parts shop.
Okay.
Yeah, so but he asked his dad if he could buy a claw machine, and his dad was like, "Well, why don't you just build one?" His dad was joking. He built one. The kid built a claw machine. It's a very weird, rinky-dink one, but it still worked regardless. And I don't know. I just think the kid's kind of a little bit of a genius. So maybe
That's pretty cool.
maybe we'll see him in 10 years, like developing real games or something. And what also brought that up to me is, you know how like arcades are pretty much dead in the U.S. What if somebody, because there's like an arcade in San Francisco that's in somebody's house, and it's like a very exclusive thing for Street Fighter and stuff like that. And it's like a really big deal in the underground Street Fighter community, like the really big competition Street Fighter community. I was just wondering if, like, I wonder if somebody made something like an arcade like that and made it kind of underground. Yeah, exactly, Hadouken. But they made it underground, the hipsters would come in droves for that, right? So you could probably just make it like an underground arcade, and it could probably survive for, I don't know, maybe a year. I don't know. So maybe we should make the StudioDork arcade in your room, and people just come through whenever they want, open 24/7.
No, because I'll lock my door.
No, you can't do that. We'll take the door off.
What? What the hell will I lock it?
You won't, dude. You're playing video games so much, you won't even care, man.
But how will I design?
We'll make an Adobe machine that uses like joysticks and stuff, and that's how you design. It'll be amazing. It'll be touchscreen too. Don't
worry. I watched Mad Men this week.
Yeah, how was it?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Before Mad Men, there was this other show called The Pitch. It's actually coming out in a couple of weeks, but they had a teaser, like a preview, but it was still a full episode. Mm-hmm. I think you might like the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the way the show works, it's called The Pitch, and it's on AMC. Mm-hmm. The way the show works is they get two advertising firms, two agencies, and they give them like a certain type of thing that they need to do, like a commercial. I think this one was for Subway, this first episode that I saw.
Oh, okay. So it's like a reality show.
It's like kind of like a reality show, but for like a design reality show. Yeah. I've never seen that before. I've always wanted something like that.
Not to cut you off real quick, but do you remember in school there was an email sent out? Because when we were in college.
Yeah, I do. I know.
It was like top American designer or something like that. I thought about actually entering in that because it was for like college students and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I do remember that happening. Yeah.
Why didn't you enter?
I don't remember what happened with that. I don't remember the details, but I remember them talking about it like a while back.
But
so
anyways.
So the show, this was about Subway, and there was two agencies, and they had different pitches, and they had different ideas, and they were kind of going like inside their lives and how this design affects them, and how different ideas and all the concepting parts. So I like that very, very much.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of reality TV shows, and I'm not into that, like the Kardashians and whatever. That's not really.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one? Jersey Shores or something. A lot of people are watching that, even though it's like pretty unintelligent or whatever. But sometimes people like to watch unintelligent things to kind of zone out or whatever.
And to make themselves feel like they're a little more
intelligent.
Guess. I think that is part of it, because then you're like, oh, I would never do that.
Yeah, so Cameron is looking at it actually on his iPad right now, but. So this particular one, like I said, it was about Subway, and they had different things. It was like I think like an hour long and different things like that. And there was one where they got this like the fastest rapper on the internet. Did you ever hear of that guy? He did the pancakes while he rapped.
Oh no, I don't remember seeing that.
It's actually a white guy, and he's like the fastest rapper, faster than Twista and Bone Thugs. There's this rapper, and one of the ad agencies got him for the commercial.
Oh, that's cool.
And another one had other ideas and stuff. They had like zombies. Then they put the AM in the Zam, like zombies. Like in the morning you wake up.
Oh yeah, I see it right here. Well, it's like it says right here something.
Yep.
Nobi Zambi or something like that.
Zambi, it's pretty a little bit clever too. They were both pretty really cool. Really cool stuff.
What agencies are these? Are they the same agency every week?
No, they're two different agencies, and I think every week it's different agencies. I'm not positive. I started watching the show like from about the middle of it, so I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay.
But I wanted to watch the whole thing because I kind of was looking forward. I've been waiting for something that's like a design show that's on regular TV.
Well, have you ever? Sorry. Have you ever watched? There was a show on Bravo, I think. That it was like a show called Next Artist or something, and they would do this thing where like they'd give them a new project they have to do every week, and there was this one guy on there that everyone else was all trying to do fine art, and this one guy was all graphic design stuff, and like there was this one episode where he had to do a book cover, and he was so cool, dude, watching him work, because, like, he would just pull out a camera, he'd pull out some stuff, and, like, he had to do, like, a vampire cover or something, and he was, like, dripping splats and taking photos of, and then he'd, like, bring it in the computer, and he'd be, like, doing it. It was, like, super cool.
That's awesome. I would love to see that.
I forgot what the show was called, but it's super cool.
But, like, what
man.
you're describing, something like that, I would definitely be watching that and get into stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. So the show, I think you might want to check it out. It's on, I think it's going to be on I think it's on Monday. It's very weird. It's a very weird day for something to be on.
Yeah, it's on Monday at 9.
Yeah. But this premiere episode was like a teaser episode,
Yeah.
and that one was on Sunday. It was around Mad Men, because Mad Men is a design agency as well. A lot of people know that show. A lot of people watch that. So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys.
Yeah, so it says that, I'm just reading the about the show thing real quick, and it says, that it's two agencies. Each week that you watch two agencies as they compete to win a new client, going head to head in a cutthroat winner takes all showdown presentation known as the pitch. With only 7 days to prepare, yeah.
I think
cool.
that, and I think the winner of it actually gets the final thing, becomes the final thing. So like the company that did the stuff for Subway, I think that might be the actual commercial. So it probably will come out. You'll see this really fast rapper guy, and I forget his name right now. You might find it on there, but he became viral. Like he was rapping about stuff so fast that people thought that he was not really rapping, like it was computerized.
Yeah.
So to prove people wrong, we might have talked about him before. I heard about him on another podcast.
Yeah.
We might have talked to him. So to prove people that he's really rapping, he was making pancakes while rapping and flipping them in the air to show that nothing's being sped up. It was really interesting. But if I might have told you, I might have shown you him before, but he's so fast. How he can pronounce it. He pronounces the words and everything, and he just raps fast. So one of these agencies used him, and he was like blah 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 blah, something Subway, or whatever.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
The tagline for the show is actually cool. It's witness the pressure, the passion, and the pitch. That's pretty cool, actually. I wonder if one of these agencies did their stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out, and it starts April 30th.
Yep.
So
you guys should check that out.
Should be cool. I'm down with it.
So there's also this app.
Yeah? What do you got?
Zombies.
No way. What do you got
It's
for me?
crazy.
Yeah? I might know what I'm talking about already, but it's okay. Go ahead.
It's called Zombies Run.
I've heard of it, but it's good. Go ahead.
And you put it, it's almost like it uses the map that's around you, right? So you use Google Maps.
Yeah.
And you put your headphones on, you're running, it makes you like you're in an environment and you're trying to survive. So it forces you to run. This is like the perfect app for you, I swear. This is like something that was made for you, I think.
Yeah.
Because you love zombies and you're running right now, even though your leg's broken in 10 pieces.
Yeah, 10 pieces.
But so you put this on, and it checks on the map, and it tells you where to go, where it's safe to go, and it actually tells you, like, so you would run around our own street, and it would tell you where to go, where there's like food, where you could survive, and like little bunch of little things like that. I haven't used it, but this is what I heard about it.
Yeah,
it's pretty really unique app, a really unique idea, and it's interactive because it forces you to run and makes running more fun even than it would have been.
Yeah, that app, the version that's actually out now is actually really good from what I've heard, but I remember one of the original versions of that app I had on my old phone.
On Android, right?
Yeah,
I think it was on Android first before anything because it's using Google Maps.
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't very good back then, that's what I'm saying, but I've heard good things about that actually.
Like the updated version, right?
Yeah, I've heard it's really good, I just haven't had a chance to do it.
And it's like, you're talking, like, things connected to your ears, your headphone things, and it's telling you, like, oh, you have to survive. Keep running. You have to go faster. There's a bunch of them behind you. Okay, turn around here. Go there.
Oh.
It's like, it talks to you. Like, it's like a video game, but it's in your ears while you're running. And tells you to survive and stuff.
I might try it. I wonder if I can have music on also.
I don't know.
Because I gotta listen to my Tiesto while I'm running.
Is that what you do?
I listen to electronic music, yeah. Except
Tiesto's cool.
Yeah. But that show that I was talking about that had the graphic designer or whatever, it's called Work of Art, the next great artist. It's on Bravo. The first season is the one that I think has the guy that I was talking about. So
what season are they in?
They're in season 2 right now. So, but I'm not sure.
Oh, so it's still like a pretty new show.
Well, that's the thing that I'm wondering if they actually went for another season.
We actually talked about design in this podcast.
Oh, it's crazy. We went from food to design to,
We haven't talked about design for a while.
But, yeah, so Zombie. Well, while you're on that, we might as well just go into this. Have you ever heard of Hero Academy?
What's that?
It's a game on the iPad. It's actually extremely addictive.
You played it?
I have not played it, but I've been listening to a lot of gaming podcasts recently because I'm working on a side project right now that is just a little bit into games, and so I don't know. I was hearing about Hero Academy like crazy. And I don't know. I've heard it's super duper addictive, and I was thinking about getting into it, but I don't really know. It's a turn-based strategy game, and it's kind of like chess essentially. But there's people are saying that
it looks like Final Fantasy or something.
People are saying that it's probably as good as Angry Birds, which is crazy. But while we're on that as well, let's go into draw something.
That game is crazy. Everybody's playing that. The whole world is playing that. Dude, I didn't even download it because I know.
I know. I made the mistake of doing that, and I seriously went to lunch with a bunch of people that had it that I was playing games with, and we ate lunch, and then we were sitting at the table for an hour after we paid because everybody was just drawing to each other. And I was getting pissed because I've been trying to get off my phone a lot. That's why I'm pathing and stuff.
I did not download that game.
Yeah, man.
Purposely because I already know this is the most addicting game probably ever.
Yeah.
More than anything else, more than Angry Birds, more than Cut the Rope or whatever, more than any other games.
Yeah, and what's crazy about that company? The company is called OMG Pop. Mm-hmm. They had so many downloads in the first 16 days that came out. Zynga just bought them up.
Without any advertising to it, it was all viral. They had there was no word of mouth. It just automatically went poop in one day or something. I think they had more than 1 million or something. I think they broke all the records of downloads in one day.
Yeah, but yeah. So
they have a free version with the ads and a 99-cent version with no ads, right?
And the 99-cent version also has more words.
And it has probably more colors that you can choose and probably.
No. The colors. That's the thing that gets you, man. You
can't undo either.
Yeah, exactly.
I know a lot, for not having the game.
It's I
know a lot about it.
Yeah, but the most addictive thing about it is the colors, man. Because you basically every single time you solve it, you get coins, and then those coins you spend on more colors. So you only start with 4 primary colors: black, red, yellow, and blue. And then basically every single.
Yeah, so if you have to draw a pumpkin or something like that and you don't have orange, it makes it difficult. You have to do the shapes, right?
Yeah, I'm cheap, so I didn't buy anything yet. And so if I have to draw a pumpkin or something, I just write orange next to it. I'll just point orange. That's how I do it.
Can you write words?
You can, anything that you can draw, so you can draw letters. So some people...
It shouldn't allow you to draw words. It makes sense to do arrows, but I don't know about words.
Well, it's too late, dude.
Because if you get a word like bottle of water, what if you just write bottle of water?
Yeah, you can. Some people do that because they just want quick coins, but some people
that's a glitch. That's a bug. You shouldn't be able to do that.
No, I don't think it's a bug. What are they going to do? The only detection system that I know of that something like that has had is this is a little not family friendly.
I don't like that though. I don't like that you can just write stuff though. I don't.
Well, but
I like everything about it.
But the thing is most people don't. That's what I'm saying. If you don't have a color, then sometimes people just write orange.
And you only have 3 levels of brushes. You have a thick one, a medium one, and a smaller one. But they're all
4.
4.
You have 4 levels of brushes.
But they're all still pretty thick, so it'll be harder to write. That's my point, right? It'll still be kind of hard to fit a big word.
On an iPhone, yeah. But there's a lot of people that I know that are just buying styluses just for this game. And they're trying to use it just on their iPad. So, there's people at work that bring their iPad just to do that. So, they'll just be playing draw something with a stylus. And that's why I brought up the Jot. Because somebody asked me about a stylus, and I talked to someone else about it. And that's what they were thinking about getting it for draw something.
I want to get that stylus.
Yeah.
Because the skinniest one that exists.
Yeah.
The one you told me about, Jot.
I looked at the Wacom Bamboo also. That looks interesting, but it still doesn't have it's still pretty thick, though.
Are you quadruple jointed?
Why? Because I'm doing this?
People can't know.
I'm just stretching my shoulder because it kind of feels good. That's why. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, right? Okay.
I had a bunch of more topics, but I'll keep them for next week.
Did I talk too much?
No, I think we did good.
Okay, good.
I hope I didn't drag about
I didn't ask for your opinion, Gary.
Ooh, mean Cameron.
I'm just kidding. Well, let's talk.
You can only be mean after.
Yeah, I know.
After the podcast. During a podcast, you're the nicest guy ever.
I'm trying to go calm here. All right, guys.
You didn't even tell people. Wait, I didn't tell people about my Passover dinner.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Go for it real quick.
So I got invited by a good friend of mine to a Passover dinner, and that was really good. It was a Jewish dinner Saturday night, A lot of really good food, and we talked a lot about like historical stuff, about the Torah and different stories that happened from that religion.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good time, good Saturday.
Good, man. Do you think you'll do it again?
Yeah.
Like go to another dinner?
Yeah, I like knowing stuff about my religion and stuff. I'm not like obviously I'm not super into it or don't know too much about it, but I always like knowing stuff about my roots.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Did you Easter it?
I didn't know.
You didn't go looking for eggs?
Oh man, I didn't do anything for Easter. I didn't do anything. I went bowling the night before. That's pretty much it. So that was fun.
Baller!
Forgot that.
Get it?
yeah. Okay. But anyway, so definitely, if you like the show or you didn't like the show, check us out on Twitter at StudioDork. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/StudioDork, or you can also find us on the YouTubes. Subscribe to our show.
What if they actually go and type in YouTubes and they're like, hey, nothing's coming up?
I'm sure Google has that figured out where they already have domain name for YouTubes, YouTube.
I call them possible mistakes.
Because, yeah.
They're Google.
Yeah, of course, it's Google.
They know things.
Why not? So yeah, check us out on YouTube, subscribe to it. Hopefully more video content will be coming out soon, since it's only podcasts right now, but we're working on some stuff. Definitely also check us out on Google+, which Google+, while we were talking about Google, I've been seeing those ads a lot too, and we talked about that last week. But
which ads? Oh, Google+.
Google+ ads, yeah. And while we're on that, can I just bring up one thing really quickly? Instagram purchased by Facebook for $1 billion.
1.4, right?
Yeah, crazy, man.
That just happened that happened Monday, April 9th.
Yeah, so crazy, man.
And I think they just got them for the filters.
Pretty
There's
much.
a lot of reasons, but
yeah, I mean, but
that's really cool for Instagram.
It is super cool for Instagram. It's on a perfect time where it came out for Android, and I think that was planned. I think that they released it for Android right before the sale went through, because then Facebook wants it on Android. They don't want it to only be on iOS, so it makes sense. But yeah.
And Facebook hasn't went public yet for people to be able to buy stocks and all that.
No, and that's
check this out.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something cool?
I was gonna say I heard in the rumors of what I've been hearing is that Facebook, that they actually gave them stock. They sold, so they bought Instagram with stock.
They bought it with like a little bit less than half stock and mostly money, something like that, or like half and half. Something. Yeah, there was stock involved, but there was a lot of money involved as well.
Yeah. So that's we were talking about Google Plus. So Google Plus, to find us on Google Plus, you can either search for StudioDork, or you can go into the top section above our search section of our site and click the little G plus and go through to Google Plus. And then if you like the show, or even if you don't like the show, go check us out on iTunes. You can go and
Why would they check us out if they didn't like the show?
Because they want to put a bad review to help people not know about it.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I'm driving people yes or no to come to this. Don't stop me in the middle.
You're a bad marketing guy.
No, I've been saying the same thing for the past 27 shows.
You're a cutter. 28.
No, 27 as in I've done it for all those shows, but this show I'm trying to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
go cut yourself.
Why are you doing that, man? You might wake up one day and there's just gonna be a pool of Kool-Aid all over the floor out here.
A pool of podcasts. That's what we're talking about, cutting podcasts.
Of course.
This is a family show. Why you have to talk about ketchup?
Kool-Aid, man. But no, so iTunes, check us out on there. Give us a review. Really? Why's he gonna break through a wall? What are we gonna tell Gary? What are we gonna tell him? Now what are we gonna do?
I am Gary.
That's a really old joke that's from a comedian
Family
that people
Guy?
don't like. But anyways,
who don't like him?
I'll talk to you about it afterwards. I don't want to get on his bad
You're
side.
racist, dog.
No, but yeah, check us out on iTunes.
I'm not gonna let you
StudioDork Podcast. 1 to 5 star reviews. We just really want the feedback. Anything will help at all. We like to know what our people are thinking, and that's pretty much it, man.
And if it's a bad review, we just won't approve, though.
No, I'll approve it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll approve it.
You will, huh?
I'll do it behind your back. Don't even worry about it.
Well, you could do it in front of my back.
Yeah? Okay, I'll do it in front of your back. Don't worry. So just take us out.
Yeah! Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to the StudioDork Podcast, and we really appreciate it very much for all the support and love that you guys have been giving us.
LUV.
LUV, there's no E?
No, we don't want to do LOV.
Wait, but they're not in like with us?
No. Mm-mm.
They're not in dork with us?
They might be in dork with us. It's cool, man. How many more jokes can you make? I see that look on your face, just like, I've got some.
I got no
something.
good ones, though. Anyways, yeah. All right, guys. For reals, thank you so much for listening to us. We'll talk to you guys on our next show. Peace. I'll say something cooler than that. Your mom's listening and your sister. Come on, man.
Bye.
Oh, Cameron. Sorry, Cameron's mom and sister. Who's embarrassed?
I'm gonna put that at the
Who's
end.
embarrassed?
I'm gonna put that at the end
Why are you getting red?
Why am I getting red? Because I went to Target. We're gonna use that chart again. Yeah.
After show.
Party time.
Yeah, not really, but yeah.
No.
So I get to like breathe now. It feels so good.
Yeah.
Really, because that big project.
So what's the first thing that you're gonna do after breathing?
No, I started breathing yesterday. I was able to watch Conan O'Brien and laugh a little bit and relax instead of working all night.
That's cool.
So yeah, are you drawing as I'm talking?
I just felt like using it.
Which thing is that one?
This paper.
Oh,
We've talked about it on the show.
Yeah. It looks different backwards.
Anyway, that's how it looks. Oh,
You didn't buy any other brushes?
No, because I'm waiting to see if I get a stylus. So.
I want to get that one that you told me about.
The jot?
Yeah.
Well, then buy it, so then I can mess with it.
No, that's what I was wanting you to do.
I know. But if I buy it, I know what's going to happen. You'd be like, dog, I'll buy it off you, and you go buy another one. I know how you are. And you'll try to buy it off me for half of what I bought it for.
Like a day after you got it.
Like, hey, man.
Come on, I'll give you a good deal, man.
Oh, man.
I got no afterthoughts.
You got nothing?
So,
No
yeah.
afterthoughts?
Do we sing? Hey, Alvin.
Alvin, all of it? Like I did the last
Alvin,
show?
all of it.
Have you heard
You only did the ending, yeah.
Okay. You want me to do you want to do a whole album show? Because people get really annoyed, I think, after that. We do a whole, like... Yeah.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Are you going to do it?
You just did me talking the whole time. Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, while you're talking about that, Dumb and Dumber 2, did you hear about that?
And Anchorman 2, both of those.
Yeah, so it should be cool.
Yeah, a lot of good things coming out.
I don't know if they're going to be good, but...
Yeah!
Definitely gonna be
But
cool.
yeah.
Dang, I haven't done that in a long time.
People don't know what we're doing now.
No, of course not.
Alright, guys. Sorry for this terrible after show, but the regular show was semi-good.
I think it was.
You shouldn't think.
Why? I think all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think for a living, don't you?
My opinion for a living.
You opinion for
No,
a
I
living.
think for a living.
No, you don't. No, you already said it. It's already recorded.
Alright, girls and boys and relatives, we will have to show you
Later?
because it's after show.
Dork time, dork time.
Dork time.
No, what was it? It was, I don't even know what you did.
Dorks World.
Dorks World. Dorks World. Party time. Woo!
Yeah.
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 That was totally not cool.
Well, you can make it cool if you just change the stuff.
Yeah, totally. I'll make it cool, don't worry.
Yeah, make it cool.
Yeah.
Cutter.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Is okay just 2 letters?
Hey, munchies. You got freaking water. Why'd you get water, not munchies?
Well, that's healthy munchies.
I don't know if a drink
It has low calories.
Yeah, very low calories.
Arrowhead?
But there's a lot of weight in it, though.
What does that mean? Teach me.
Because water weight, you know, like you drink a bunch of water and your body actually gains weight faster.
This is how we start shows now, people.
They don't even hear this part.
Oh, never mind, people.
Yeah, you don't even hear it. It's alright. It's good.
I cut her,
So, we're broadcasting live from the living room now because we're not in Gary's bedroom this
we're
time.
not in my bedroom this time.
Yeah.
Last time we were in my bedroom because we had people over.
This show is a little less sexy this time. It's okay.
Hey, man, our teacher's listening and your mom is listening and
It's okay.
your stepdad and my mom and
Yeah?
my cousin and some other people's neighbors and
Is this where they get all of our epic stories and they talk around the hallways?
always. Your
No,
parents
no.
go to the hallways.
Yeah, well, everybody has a hallway somewhere, right?
You mean,
It's like
You
5
mean
o'clock somewhere,
in
but
the
there's a
school?
hallway that people are talking about StudioDorks.
what time is it right now? It's 9:10 Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, you're late.
Do you know where your deodorant is?
Yeah, it's in my room. Don't you get it?
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
I know, well, you haven't even started the show.
Should I tell them what's up, guys?
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Or I'm gonna do it.
What? Is he gonna take it that far?
I might, but...
Action.
Yeah, I guess that's the action.